Imagine being trapped inside your own mind. You have thoughts, you have jokes, you have fears, but you have absolutely no way to let them out. For millions of deaf children around the world, especially in poorer communities, this isn't imagination, it's reality. If your family doesn't know sign language, and your school can't afford a specialist teacher, you don't just live in silence, you live in isolation. You're an island in a sea of people talking around you. For decades, engineers have tried to build bridges across this gap. They've tried to use technology to translate hand movements into speech. But most attempts were too expensive, too bulky, or just didn't work out in the real world. Until an engineer in Kenya decided to take it personally. Meet Roy Alela, a brilliant data scientist and an engineer from Kenya. He worked for giant companies like Intel, he tutored at Oxford, he had the brains to build basically anything he wanted. But Roy's biggest challenge wasn't in a lab, it was in his living room. He had a 6-year-old niece who was born deaf. Roy loved her, but he realized that he and the rest of his family didn't really know her. They didn't know sign language. When they were together, she was isolated. Roy said, "I just wanted to understand what she was saying." So he stopped waiting for a solution, and he decided to build one. He called his invention Sign.io, and while the concept is simple, the technology behind it is powerful. The glove uses sensitive flex sensors to track finger movements, but it's not just sending signals blindly. This raw data is processed by a machine learning algorithm. The AI identifies the patterns, matches them to a vocabulary, and converts the sign into audible speech through the phone speaker. This allows the hearing person to hear and understand the user instantly, achieving true human-AI coexistence. Suddenly, the barrier is gone. But relying on AI brings a new set of responsibilities. To achieve true fairness, we must address algorithmic bias. Bias can stem from skewed datasets if the AI is only trained on a specific group of people. If the glove is trained only in adult hands, it may fail to recognize a child's sign, leading to discrimination. Promoting diversity and inclusion in training data is essential so the AI represents and serves all populations equally. And what happens if the machine makes a mistake? It is essential to distinguish between a technical error and moral guilt. While the glove's algorithm is the casual factor behind a mistranslation, it can be held responsible because AI systems lack moral autonomy. Since these algorithms are mere tools and not moral or legal agents, they do not have the capacity to rule themselves or evaluate the consequences of their actions. Therefore, the accountability for any algorithmic decision remains strictly with the humans who design and deploy the system. Roy Alela accepted his accountability. He knew that for his niece, the glove had to work perfectly for her specific needs. But he also realized something else. He realized that kids hate wearing medical devices. If a kid walks into school wearing strange wires and bulky boxes, they get stared at, they get bullied, they feel like a patient. Roy knew that for a 6-year-old being cool matters. So he didn't just make a translator. He made a Spider-Man glove, he made a princess gloves. By customizing the design, he flipped the script. He turned a disability into a superpower. Suddenly, other kids didn't stare because it was weird. They ran over and said, "Wow, that's such a nice pair of gloves." Roy won major international engineering awards for Sign.io and began piloting them in special needs schools in rural Kenya. While technology like this still has limitations, Roy showed us something important. The best technology isn't about the fastest microchips, it's about empathy. It's about an uncle who just wanted to build a bridge to his niece.
The social impact of providing an effective communication medium for 60 million sign users around the world, enabling sign language users to achieve their full potential. They won't be limited in any communication area, so they'll be able to attain their goals in education, business, careers. It will have a huge impact going forward.